Hey, 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 hey! Hello, everybody! I am back! That's right, I have returned. I think I'm coming through way too hot there, and I'm going to have to wait a couple of seconds for you all to catch up. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat up there, but hopefully my audio levels are coming through okay. We'll find out when I start the game in a minute. I think I'm coming through too hot, but what we'll do is, yeah, I'll have to wait another couple of seconds for it to catch up. But how are you all? My goodness, it feels like it's been forever since I've done this, and it's only been about a week. Hopefully, what we're about to do can provide some silliness and a bit of fun to your midweek worries, or midweek everything, I guess. Let me know, Squidge, or anyone else who's in the chat, if I'm coming through okay or not. I guess I am, because I'm like, it's been 30 seconds since I said it, so I must be coming through okay. Fair enough. So before we get on with the Twitch thing, there's something I just gotta say. Right in the childhood. But there you go. Right, okay, so let's take a look at this. I apologise for that, everyone. It was something that I've wanted to say for a while, ever since the news dropped earlier on today. Let's see what I sound like with this audio coming through. Please let me know, Squidge. I think I'm coming through from the levels on the screen in the audio mixer. I'm coming through a lot louder than the game, but obviously I'm plugged directly into the computer for these, so I can't tell. But there you go. Okay, so if you remember from last time, let me just keep him moving around, otherwise we'll get this hello. Right. If you remember from last time, what we did was we I'll just go to the gate, because I think that's one of the quietest areas. See, nobody's anywhere now, right?
Always good to know the guards are being kept nice and safe.
So, one thing to put...
Luggage! Yeah, luggage!
I've still got all of these items, right? And I'm essentially at the end of the game. We've started Act 4, right? Which is the end of the game. And all we have to do... Game could be a little louder. Alright, Squidge, let's bring the game up. Let's pause that for a second. Be-do. Set it to that. Sorry about this interruption, folks. And we are back in 3, 2, a Hadouken. There we go. So no matter where we go now, everyone's going to be in the square, right? Because it's the Ankh-Morpork crowd, right? They're all here, and they've all come here to watch me defeat the dragon.
A great churning, gibbering mass of humanity. Well, close enough to humanity not to excite interest from anyone except a biologist.
You have a cup of tea and a biscuit, Squidge. I like it. Right, let's just click through here. So there's Lady Ramkin.
A maiden in distress. Well, technically a maiden anyway. If we rescue her, I think we'll just give the kiss thing a bit of a miss.
He really doesn't like Lady Ramkin in this game, does he?
It's amazing they found a rock around here at all. The city's built on loam, you see.
Also, check this person out on the far right. GNU Terry Pratchett, you know what I mean? There he is. Let's have a look. Fool over there. Okay, so what I've got to do is the dragon has challenged me. But, you see, if you haven't read... So, one thing to say before I do the end of this game is if you haven't read Guards Guards, it's going to spoil the ending of Guards Guards.
I have absolutely no desire to talk to that person at this time.
Fair enough.
That's an umpire's chair. Here, what's going on? I have absolutely no desire to talk to that person at this time.
Oh.
There's that dragon cage key, safely nestled in her stocking top.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, Rincewind was quite happy about that, but I don't think Lady Sybil was. There you go. Is he throwing rocks from far? You're absolutely right, Squidge. You'll find out when I complete the game that Terry Pratchett has a very specific set of titles for these games, and that he had asked for them himself. There we go. Lady Ramkin's Dragon Sanctuary, although it's in bunny quotes and I'm not sure why. So we've got the key, but let's go get the secret.
Well, I suppose when you're this rich, garden gnomes are just too passé.
There was someone a few years back who'd taken this game, the PC release of it, and just give me a second.
Yes. Well, it's all right if you go for that pre-patrician opulence.
They'd taken this game and replaced all of the music and sort of rewritten...
The front door. Yet another chance to have something closed in my face.
They'd rewritten the entire music for the game. I don't know why I did that, because I can't get into the house. Which is a shame, really, because Lady Sybil's house is described as being ridiculously opulent in the game, in the book.
The tradesman's entrance.
Whoops. Let's see if we can find some of these lovely cute dragons, eh? Door, right. Before we do that, let's walk along here.
Tecumseh Farragut the Ninth? Mambo the 16th. Quite a chubby little chap, aren't you? Good grief, it's sizzling. That doesn't work.
So what we've got to do is we've got to get Mambo, right? Luckily, whoops. Luckily, we've already gotten the key to get into the dragon enclosure. Also, what do you all think of my hat that I'm repping today? I think it's a pretty cool hat. It's if you've never listened to it and you're a developer, then can I pick it up?
It doesn't
nope.
work.
Okay. The Coding Blocks podcast. I'm not being paid to say this. I honestly, genuinely think that the Coding Blocks podcast is one of the greatest podcasts out there for developers. I don't know what he's doing to Mambo there, but it's making his eyes light up. Okay, so we now can't put Mambo down, which makes perfect sense. Oh my goodness, it's Devin Goebel. How are you, my friend? Is that a good idea, going into the dragon enclosure? I think it is. And yeah, so how are you, Devin? And look, it's a pretty dope hat, right? I'm pretty sure that Michael Allen or indeed Jay-Z would agree. Excuse me. Okay, so what we've got to do is we have to do some work with Mambo to make him strong enough to take on the dragon. Because we're not going to take on the dragon. Mambo is. So what we've got to do... You're not going to miss out on any more Discworld. Well, thank you ever so much for tuning in. I've got to say, hopefully I can keep it entertaining, but we'll find out, right? So what we've got to do... We've got to go see the dwarf. You were all the time? Exactly. I got mine... what happened with mine was I was at NDC in January of this year in the before times, and Alan was there too, and he'd brought loads of merch with him, and he let me have a couple of hats and a couple of beanies, and as soon as my local post office turns up, I'm gonna send a bunch of other hats that I got from Alan over to James from the Cynical Developer. Ding. But anyway, right. So, I've got to turn this swamp dragon into a not-so-swamp dragon. Okay, so we've done that. Okay. You got the beanie as well, Squidge. Excellente. Right, so, what we've got to do is we now have to go to Nanny Og's house. Because reasons, right? So Mambo is already, and even then, right? He's not called Mambo in God's Gods. I've got like 4 different thoughts going on at once. I will talk you through all of my thought processes, right? So we're holding on to Mambo. This game is based on the book God's Gods, right? Because that was the most recent Discworld book at the time. No, that into the distance, please. Round to here. Can we exit? There we go. So yeah, God's Gods was the most recent book that was out at the time. You wiggle the mouse button. There we go. And so this one is based on God's Gods, and at the end of God's Gods, what the hell is Nanny-Og going to do to that dragon? Nanny-Og isn't there, Squidge, remember? She's already at Ankh-Morpork. She's part of the Ankh-Morpork crowd. The mob, sorry. In God's Gods, there's a swamp dragon that looks a lot like Mambo here, or at least that is described to look a lot like Mambo here, but is called Errol. And Errol joins forces with the Watch, and Errol eats loads of stuff in the Watch House, and then flames, and then goes and takes on the dragon for everyone, in almost like a Deus Ex Machina. Excuse me. Okay. So then what we've got to do... Okay. Right. Fireworks. Matches. Oops, shouldn't have single clicked. I don't know whether they saw that his name had changed in the inventory then. If I just click here, look. M16.
Now we're cooking. And so will anybody who gets in our way.
Right, okay, back to the square it is. Yes. The mob. One shoved and all its take. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Squidge. Oh, we got some dialogue here, I think.
Not you again. Can't you leave a monster in peace to eat?
Aha! Hasta la vista. Eat fucking death, reptilian trash.
Is that a swamp dragon in your hands? Or are you just pleased to see me?
This is an M16, the world's most powerful swamp dragon. It can blow your head clean off. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
So that should give you a clue as to what I'm supposed to do. Can I move around like this? No, okay. So what I've got to do is this. Game completed. And that is quite literally what happens at the end of God's Gods. The Draconis Nobilis flies off.
Doesn't have any vulnerables. It's a girl.
A female?
On heat, too. They always get scroffier when they're feeling a little... they're overheated.
Good grief.
By Mother's hand warmers.
This clique is going to make me a fortune.
Hardly suitable for public viewing.
Well, you go up there and tell them. Anyway, it has artistic integrity.
He's got an interesting seductive technique.
Lots of energy anyway.
Pub, anyone?
Why not?
Ta-da!
Ah, sorry. The horse
I had to see about a shipwreck. My side went bloody. Oh, there was a terrible earthquake. The map got lost. My robe didn't come back from the cleavers. There was a sudden plague. It's not my fault. Oh, bugger.
Rob Brydon as death there. And that's the end of the game. How goes getting the special ending? Well, let's just skip over those. Right, so I do have the special bit at the end. There is an Easter egg, right? And I'm going to do it in a separate stream. And the reason for this... Ooh, just shaking my desk about. Now, the reason I'm going to do it in a separate stream, which I will do in a moment, is because, quite frankly, it's not censored. And if I do it in this stream, from what Squid just told me, all of the audio for everything that has been done so far will be wiped out, and we'll just have the video, and it'll be me going like that, and that's no good. So what I'm going to do is I'll also finish off the thought that I had. So at the end of the Guards book, there was a line there about of course it doesn't have any vulnerables, it's a girl. In the Guards novel, the City Watch, who are the main characters of the Guards novel, they decide to try and take out the dragon by doing a 1,000,000 to 1 chance, right? You'll remember from the previous part how I said that 1,000,000 to 1 chances always come off, right? Always. And so what they did in the book is they had Colon, that's Sergeant Colon, with a blindfold. I think he was a sergeant at the time. I'll say he was a sergeant at the time. He's probably a corporal. But anyway, he's got a blindfold on, standing on one foot with his sword in his non-dominant hand, singing a song backwards whilst jumping up and down on the spot, and was trying to wave his sword around so that when the dragon flew over, he'd hit it in the vulnerables. Vulnerables being yeah. Problem is, of course, that doesn't work. It's an almost 1,000,000 to 1 chance, and it doesn't come off. I'll get to that. I will get to that, Squidge. Don't you worry. I will get to that. And so, yeah. And so at the end of the book, right? Spoilers for the book, Guards. But at the end of the book, Vimes has to. Commander Vimes, the main character of the book, Samuel Vimes being the best character in the Discworld universe. It's that simple. Has to rescue Lady Sybil from the dragon. And part of that rescue process is Errol, this little swamp dragon, coming up and having a go at the dragon and sort of shouting, and they're flaming at each other. You find out at the end of the... Let me just wipe that. You find out at the end of the book that the dragon is actually a female and Errol is a male, and they fall in love and they fly off and they have babies. So yes, Squidge, that is indeed what they were doing. Let's have a look. Oh, it's MVG. My goodness, MVG, how are you? You kind of missed it all. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to try and get it's not really part of an ending, but an Easter egg within the game to see if I can actually get it. There's a pixel hunting section, and if you get it right, Rincewind turns to the camera and says a rather naughty word. Now, to be fair, MVG, it's the it was right at the end. I don't quite understand why they have that one section. The Act 4 is quite literally just 10 minutes of gameplay, but I'm sure that it makes sense. Anyway, the reason I want to quit out and come back is because, yeah, there's a swear word in this next bit and it is not censored. So I want to do it as a part of a separate stream, which I can hopefully capture locally, because from what Squidge has told me, if I swear or the audio has swearing in it, Twitch will wipe out the audio. And so what I'm going to do is do that as a separate stream and just capture it, because I think it's quite cool to capture that. But I'm also going to go into why and how I know about it. But it's not the C word, MVG. It's a word which rhymes with duck. That's what I'll say. But anyway, don't go anywhere. I shall be back in a moment, and we will continue this in a moment's time. Okay. That's the one, tuck. Indeed, it's that word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go quickly to that thanks screen, and then I'm just going to draw. Actually, I'm not even going to do that. Usually I would, but anyway, let me just. So I will be back in a moment as soon as I get my mouse pointer working. That one, and I will see you all in a couple of seconds. Okay. Bye bye.